Hi there, it's Paul Nell again here from Durr Estates, giving you a few tips and tricks, and today's video will all be about selling. If you're a seller, it is vital that you assist your real estate agent as much as you can. Do your part, we'll do our part, and together we'll sell your house as quick as we can for the best possible price. Now, there's a few tricks, there's a few tips that I'm going to give to you, and if you can just stick to these, it'll make selling your house such a pleasure. It'll make it a lot easier for us to sell your property, and we can always, get you the best price if you just stick to these fundamental rules. So the first thing is to price it right. Now, us as estate agents, we know the market. We know the market. We know what houses are selling for. We know the prices of houses. We can do evaluations based on what has sold in the area. Now, we can't just make up a number, folks. We can't just say, hey, I want 1.5 million for my house if your house is nowhere near 1.5 worth. Now, I know when you're a seller, you always think that your house is the best house on the street. When you're a buyer, that same house is the worst on the street, obviously, because when you're a seller, you want to make as much as possible out of your house. When you're a buyer, you want to buy a house for as cheap as possible. But just please listen to your real estate agent. We know what we're talking about, and we will ensure that you get your best possible price for the house. Now, pricing it right is vital. If you do not price your house or your property, let's say property, if you do not price your property correctly, your property will sit there for weeks and weeks and weeks and months, and eventually the whole listing will go stale because nobody's looking at it. If you go onto a property portal, you've got a certain budget in mind. So you will only look for a house from this price to that price with so many rooms. Your house might be the perfect house for them, but they just fall out of that price because you've overpriced your house. So it's vital that you price your house correctly. If your house is correctly priced, it'll sell fast. Just because it sells fast doesn't mean it was underpriced. It just means that the property was priced right. You can go onto any property portal now and see various houses that has been listed by 10 different agents, and they've been there for months. I can tell you right now off the bat, those properties were priced wrong. The second tip I can give you is a little bit more on the not so serious side. Okay, we've done with the pricing now. Just listen to your agent. They will help you. Let's take it a notch down. Half empty closets. Half empty closets. Now, what do I mean by half empty closets? Obviously, when you're a buyer, you walk into a house. You want as much space as possible. Now, if a buyer walks into your house, trust me, they do go through the cupboards. Okay? A lot of sellers don't even look at the cupboards. But they want to look in the cupboards. They want to see what the space is. They want to see everything in the house because they might potentially buy it. Now, if they go through cupboards and you've got 6 cupboards there, and everything is chock and block full of clothes. It's just stacked with clothes from the beginning to the end. Shoes are just piling up. They're going to think to themselves, you know what? There's not enough space in this house. 6 cupboards is not enough. Even though the 6 cupboards will be enough, but you've just got an overabundance of clothes. So if you can, try and take out half of the stuff in your cupboard that you don't use. That way the buyers will look to the cupboards and they'll say, okay, well, there's sufficient space here. It's a psychological thing. Just try and do it if you can. It's a good tip. Third tip is light it up. Folks, I cannot stress this enough. When somebody comes to look at your property, if an agent says, Martha, I want to be there tomorrow 2 o'clock to bring this client, before the agent gets there, just switch on all the lights. All the lights. The more lights you can put on, the better. I've never heard of anybody walking out of a house saying, oh, that house was so nice and dark. No, the people like the light. The house they must walk out there thinking, you know what, there's so much light in that house, it just feels so great. So switch on all the lights. Nobody likes a dark house. I know that the real estate agent can do it. He can switch on a light. It's not that difficult. But sometimes you don't even know what happens. We could be running 5 minutes late because we're waiting for the client, and then we get to your house and we go straight in to do the viewing. So please, if you can, switch on all the lights prior to your agent getting there. This would just make our job a lot more easier. The fourth tip is play the agent field. Now, there's sole mandates, there's open mandates, there's exclusive mandates, there's all sorts of mandates. Now, I'm not going to go into mandates, we'll do that in a different video, but it is vital that you get the correct agent to sell your property. You can't sell your property with an agent that doesn't take decent photos, that gives your property no time and no love. You are hiring us to sell your house for you. So you won't just hire the first person that walks through the door, would you? I hope not. So, yes, do some digging around. Invite some agents over, listen to what they have to say. If you like an agent, you like what he stands for, you like what he can do for you, and you like his energy, hey, give the job to them then. But don't just give to somebody that walks through the door. Also, another thing to remember is a lot of agents will overprice your house just so that they can get the listing. And in that case, like we said earlier with the price is going to be wrong and it's going to go stale. That agent's not going to sell your house. I don't know why they do that, but they do. They overprice your property just to get your mandate. So please get different opinions, speak to different agents. Don't just get the first one through the door, because you wouldn't do that at work if somebody comes to ask for a job for you. The fifth tip that I have to give you is conceal the critters, the animals. Yes, dogs are adorable, cats are adorable. People like cats, people like dogs, but you don't know who's going to walk through your door. And the last thing that they want to see when they walk through the door is the dog jumping up on them, trying to look for attention. Or even when you get to the kitchen and there's a dog bowl full of food there. Um, Everybody loves animals. Well, most people love animals, but in the event of trying to sell your house, just you know what, just try and conceal the critters. Just try and keep them in the backyard somewhere. Um, I know it's their house, I know it's your house, but we've got a job to do. We need to sell your house so that the dog can get a bigger yard when you buy your next property. So just do us that favor, please. Number 6 is don't over upgrade. I know when you sell your house and you do want a paint job here and there, that's fine. Do it. Beautiful. Mwah! But don't reinstall the whole kitchen. There is no need for that. You're going to reinstall the whole kitchen. You're going to pay about 50, 60 grand to install granite tops and upgrade your whole kitchen. And then the buyers are going to come and it's like, you know what, I don't like this color granite tops. They're going to rip out the whole kitchen and they're going to do it themselves. So there's no point in doing things like that. Even painting the outside of the house, unless it's a very standard color, don't over upgrade. You're just going to waste your money. The new buyers is going to come in, they're going to have their own tastes, and you have no idea what it is. So save your money, do little patch jobs, yes, by all means, but don't over upgrade. The next one I want to talk about is do not engage the buyers. Now, in some cases, this is not the case. In some cases, it's okay to engage the buyers, but in most cases, just let the agent do their job. We know what to say, we know what to point out to them. Once you start talking to them, they're going to start talking to you. And they're not there to build a relationship with you, they're not there to become your friend, they're ready to buy your house. And in most cases, you're going to be very emotional about selling your house. Because, I mean, after all, this is the biggest investment you'll ever make. You've been spending years in this house. You've got so many memories of this house. It's going to be an emotional sale for you. But if you bring that out towards the clients, if the clients can feel that, it's going to make them a little bit uncomfortable about buying your house because they don't want to take away your memories. So in most cases, just try and just not engage the buyers, and especially show houses. When there's show houses, remove yourself from the house. Go away for 3 or 4 hours. Let the agent do his show house and give you feedback. The next tip is kitchen comes first. Now, when I say the kitchen comes first, I'm not saying upgrade the kitchen like earlier. Do not upgrade the kitchen. Please do not upgrade the kitchen. When I say the kitchen comes first, I mean keep your kitchen tidy. Make sure the kitchen is nice and the atmosphere in the kitchen is nice. Put away all the junk. Put away all the clunk. Just put it away. So please hide away all the dish towels, hide all away the dirty dishes, the pots, the pans, and your pot of jam. Nobody wants to see that. Hide your pot of jam. Everything. Just declutter the whole kitchen because the kitchen is a very important part, especially when it comes to the women, and they love a nice, neat kitchen. The next tip is always be ready to show. We do get it from occasion to occasion where a client needs to fly back to Joburg, fly back to another city, out of the country, but he just wants to see that final house. And that house might be yours. So yes, there might be viewings that will be in short notice period. We're not going to make misuse of it. We will always try and give you 24 hours notice at least, but in that event that your house is that final house that our client wants to see, and he might buy it, please make sure that your house is always show ready, ready to show. It's important. The last one is the first impression is the only impression. Now, we've all heard that first impressions last, and it is even more true in property. When a buyer comes to your house and there's boxes lying everywhere, and there's poop on the carpets, and the kitchen's a mess, that is the image that will stay with them when they think about your house. Even if they come back for a second viewing and your house is spotless, that first impression will always linger in the back of their heads. So yeah, first impressions last, same with property. So please make sure that your property is always decent. I know a lot of agents feel too bad to tell the sellers that they have to keep their house tidy, but hopefully I will spare some agents that agony. Just please folks, just keep your house tidy. It makes our jobs just so much easier so that we can get you the best possible price, because nobody wants to pay top dollar for a dirty house. So yeah, that's my tip for all the sellers out there. Please take it into consideration when you're selling, or if you're busy selling at the moment. Like I said, we need to get you top dollar for your house, the best possible price. It's just so much easier if you just keep these little things in mind. So yeah, please comment on the video what your thoughts are. If you agree, if you don't agree, yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll be back next time with another video. Ciao, ciao.